welcome to your artist of the week, Pablo Picasso. One of the most famous artists of all time. And this right here painting, Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, is one of the most famous paintings in the world of all time. And we'll talk about why. Right now, we're actually looking at a painting of five prostitutes in a brothel, and they're basically presenting themselves. And a lot of people looked at this painting at the time and were kind of appalled by it because it's seemingly kind of ugly. It's not doing anything in terms of like artistic beauty and like nice brush stroke that people were used to. It was very, almost looks like dismantled and broken fields of glass, very disjointed. And it visually doesn't make sense. It's very famous because it visually doesn't make sense. The body parts of these women are distorted, and like we see this person here and their leg is coming out and the leg doesn't seem like it even connects to their body correctly. Now, Picasso was classically trained as an artist, and so at a young age of like his early teenage years, he was able to paint like this. This is one of his paintings, so he could paint and make something look like a photograph. But he chose to paint like that and kind of break the boundaries of what was expected of art. It was expected that people made pretty paintings like this, but instead he decided to kind of break everything up like he does here. Okay, and this style is known as Cubism, which is what he invented. He's very famous for Cubism. Okay, we get some more examples of Cubism. This is Guernica, which is a scene from the Spanish Civil War when a city got bombed. Okay, and as you can see, it's very chaotic. Something that's interesting as well is that it almost looks like basically a collage of shapes just kind of glued and pasted together rather than, again, those pretty beautiful paintings like that. This one, again, is very broken and looks like it's a dismantled array of chaos. Okay. Another one of his extremely famous paintings, again, we could see the Cubism. Everything is just cut into extremely flat shapes. It almost looks like he just cut pieces of flat paper and collaged them onto a canvas. So again, it's a very different way of painting, but that's what Picasso became known for, which is breaking the boundaries and, redefining what is beautiful in art. Okay, he got even more analytical with his cubism. As you can see here, yes, we have like things that are broken down. We have funky shapes, and this is supposed to be a representation of a violin. So he broke it down even further. Basically, when we use lines like you're seeing here, we typically use lines when we're drawing or painting to show the edge of something. But in this case, the lines, he threw away the very language and vocabulary of art. Lines didn't represent edges of anything anymore, and he only gave like little glimmers of what he was trying to portray, which was a violin. Okay, now Picasso went all over the place with his art. He experimented a lot. These paintings are from his blue period, so he didn't just do cubism. He did all kinds of paintings and stuff, and even sculptures and collage. Again, this is from his blue period, from a time in his life where he was extremely depressed. From what I know, he was kind of fighting with a friend over a girl. He was extremely depressed and heartbroken, and so he painted what he saw, but in a very depressing, like lowly kind of way, and literally blue represented that depression. Then he got out into his rose period where he brightened up a little bit, and as you can see, his paintings got warmer. Okay. Now, Pablo Picasso is actually the inventor of collage. So again, he experimented. He kind of did everything in art and pushed all the boundaries. Collage wasn't a normal thing back then. It was more normal for you to just be like a painter or a sculptor. But through collage, he actually took pieces of paper and just glued them down and started creating art that way. Okay, now here's our bullet points this week. So this is basically just reinstilling what we talked about. He started art at a young age. He invented cubism. And his most famous painting, probably one of his most famous paintings, is that painting Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, where it looks like five women cut up into fields of broken glass. He became extremely successful during his lifetime, unlike Van Gogh that we talked about, and one painting sold for $150 million. Good for him.